This conference will now be recorded.
Right, so today we'll see some miscellaneous concept. Okay, let us see the concept of uh, parallel cursor. Okay, it's a miscellaneous concept. This parallel cursor concept is used for improving the performance of the reports. Okay, so let us take a requirement and we'll try to implement that requirement in two ways. Let us understand which is the best way. Okay, parallel cursor concept. So what I'll do is first let me cross check the data. So if I go to Abap dictionary SC11, uh, we know we have the tables KNA1 table, MARA table, LFA1 table, VBAK table, VBAP table for sales document item data. Similarly, we have a table like VBRK. VBRK, what is this here? Billing document header data. Okay, billing document header data. Okay, and we have another table VBRP, which is billing document item data, billing document header data, and billing document item data. So if you see this VBRK table, let me check the data here. Number of entries are 34,353. Okay, and if I take item table, VBRP table, number of entries are what? 49,502 entries. 49,502 entries. So in the VBRK table, let me just execute and check the initial 200 records. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so here I'll give the billing document. We have a field called as VBLN. I'll give the billing document number as something like this. Okay, let me cross check the data once. When I execute, okay, so I'll give the billing document number as 9005200. Okay, this is my lower limit and this is the upper limit. Okay, between 5,200 to 5,210 MB. How many billing documents are there between this? Some 11 billing documents are there. So when I execute, yeah, they are the billing documents from 200 to 210, for example. Okay, okay. Let me give from 5,200 to 5,250. How many entries are there? Some 47 entries are there. 47 entries. Okay, this is the what data available. Okay, so between this particular for this particular billing document, for each billing document, we may have one or more items. So we have two tables. What are they? One is a VBRK table, which contains what billing document, right? Billing document header data. Okay, and we have the table VBRP table, which will contain what billing document item data, billing document header data, and billing document item data. Okay, yeah. So what is the logically related field between these two tables? VBRK dot, both the tables contains a field called as VBLN, billing document number, VBRP dot VBLN. So what is the relationship here? Each billing document of what VBRK table contains contains what? One or more items in what? VBRP table. Suppose from the VBRK table, if I take this 900052000, so this is the header record. What are the key fields in this table? In the VBRK table, there are two key fields. One is client field and it is VBLN, billing document number, which is character of 10. So you will have only one record for each billing document. So if I take this 5200, when I execute, this entire thing is one record because it is a header table. You'll have only got one record. So for this billing document, I may have one or more items in what VBRP table. Overall, we have 49,000. I'm interested to check the items of what. So what are the key fields in the VBRP table? Three key fields: MANDT, VBLN, POSNR, a billing item number, alphanumeric, num0 of 6. Okay, so in this item table, for this billing document, what is that 5200? How many items are there? Four items are there. Okay, we have what? Four items. Okay, similarly, I'll take randomly. Suppose here, okay, I'll give the range as 9000 5210. So between this, how many records are there? 11 records. 11 billing documents are there. Okay, so let me take 5201. If you take 5201 here in the item table, let's see how many items are there. 5201. When I execute this, yes, okay, for 5201, we have only got one item. What is the item number? 10. If I take 5200, it has got how many items? Four items. So what is the meaning? Each billing document may contain what? One or more items. If I take 5205, how many entries are there? Four items. Okay. If I take 5208, how many items are there? Some four items. Okay. I'll take 5203. Number of entries are what? Four items. Fine. So if I give the range as 5200 to what is that? 00900052210. So between this range, overall how many items are there? 40 items are there. 40 items. So when I execute, so most of the billing documents are having four items, but if you take 201, we have only one line item. What is the item number here? 10. 202 again contains what? Three line items. Yeah, 202 you can see item number 10, 20, 30. 203 contains four items. So what is the meaning? Each billing document of VBRK table contains what? One or more items in what? VBRP table. Okay, and each line item will have a price. Each line item will have a price. Means if you take VBRP table, VBLN, POSNR, there is a field called as NETWR. What is this? NETWR, net value of the billing item. So if I give the range as what is that? 9000 5200 to 90005210. So between this range, right? If I execute, I am getting all the columns. I am not interested. I want to see only billing document number, item number, and net value of each item. So how do you filter? If I execute, it is showing all the columns here. I don't want to show all the columns. So how do I change the output screen there? Settings, format. If you want to change this selection screen, I can go to settings, field for selection. Now I want to change the output list. So settings, format list, choose fields. Okay, all are selected. I'll deselect. I'll click on the button deselect all. Let me select billing document number, item number. What is the other field I'm interested with? NETWR. NETWR, net value. So when I execute this, number of entries around 40 entries are there. Okay, execute. Yeah, you can see here. So each billing document has got one or more line items. Each line item will have what? Net value. Each line item contains net value. Okay. right? So what I'll do is I may not be able to complete this topic in one single session. Let's see. So first what I'll do is my requirement is okay. So from the item table, they are the fields here. VBRP so on so done. Now my requirement is okay. Hmm. Yeah, in the VBRK table, we have VBLN and we have a field what sales organization. Okay, what is this field here? VKORG. In the VBRK table, we have a field called as VKORG, sales organization. So my output requirement is you have to guide me how to do this. Okay, output requirement is I should display the billing document number. Understood. I should display the billing document number like 00900052000. And so from the header table, I want to display billing document. I want to display the sales organization. What is this? VKORG. VKORG. Billing sales organization. That is this VKORG. So if I go to contents, yeah, in the VBLN table, I'll give 900052002. What else? 900. What is this? 5210. So I'm not interested to display all the fields. So I'll choose settings, format list, choose fields. I'll select only VBLN and what is this? VKOR. Apply. So when I execute, yeah. So for all the billing documents, I'm having same sales submission, no problem. Fine. So my output requirement is from the header table, that is from the VBRK table, I want to display these two columns. What is the input I'm going to give? Okay, the input I'm going to give is I'll read what? Range of what? Read range of billing documents as what? Input. We have to read range of billing documents as input. Okay, assume that I'll enter the range as something 52002, lower limit and upper limit is what? Something 5210. This is the range I'll give. The output requirement is, so for every billing document, you will have the sales organization in the VBRK table. Suppose if I take 5200, what is the sales organization? 1000. Okay, so I have to show that 1000 in the output. Okay, done. And this 5200 billing document, this 5200 billing document has got how many line items in the VBRP table? 5200 has got 4 line items, 10, 20, 30, 40. Each line item has got some price. No? Okay, so yeah, each line item has got a price. So what are the values here? 2352 plus what is 4956 plus how much again? 2632. Wait, 2632 plus 4620. 4620. What is the value? Something, yeah, 14,560. So I have to show the output as 14,560. Am I clear? So these two are from which table? VBRK table. And this is a sum of the line items of that particular sum of the net value of that particular billing document. 5200 has got 4 line items, no? So each line item has got some net value. I am doing the sum, I am displaying that. Similarly, I'll take another billing document 520. What is the sales organization? Same value. Okay, so it is same in this case. So 0090005201. The sales organization is 1000. This 5201 has got how many line items here? 5201 has got only one line item, item number 10. What is the price here? 5500. So I have to show what? 5000 what? 500. Similarly, I'll take another billing document number from what? Header table. The sales organization is same. This 5202, am I clear? 5202 billing document number has got how many line items? 10, 20, 30. 3 line items. And what is the price here? Okay, one is what? 1680, right? 1680 plus how much? 1918. How much? Something 3598 plus how much? 1848. 1848. How much? 5446. Yeah, 16. Yeah, 6. 5446. So 5202 has got 3 line items. What is the sum price there? 5446. So this is my output requirement. So I have to get two fields from what? VBRK table. And what is the other value I have to show? This is the sum of the net value of the line items of each billing document. So this is the overall requirement. I'll do it in two ways. One is without using what? Parallel cursor concept. At this stage, we don't know the meaning of parallel cursor. So leave that concept. So this is my overall requirement. So keeping this requirement in mind, okay, so suggest me how to proceed with this. How do we go ahead with this requirement? Yes, anyone. This is the overall requirement. How do we go about this? The output should contain 3 columns: billing document number, sales organization, and the sum of the net values of the line items of each billing document number. So how do we go about this approach? Anyone? Yes, anyone? How do we approach? Akshay, Ashish, Pavani, Supna, Pavan, Jyoti, Sudha, Sandeep, Sai, Rohit, Nilesh, Bhavani, Abhishek. This is the overall requirement. So how do we go about this? Okay, so see here, let me do it. So first I have to read the range of billing documents. How do you read the range of input from the user? By using what? Select option. So let me develop the program. So I'll give SC38, I'll give the object name, I'll follow this sequence. This is for the other batch sequence. So 50 is over, I think. Okay, let us go for 51. Type of program is executable program. I'll save it in the local object. Right. So what is the requirement here? I have to read. I have to read what range of billing documents as input. So billing documents header data is stored in VBRK table. Item data is stored in VBRP table. So billing document number means what is the field I have to refer? VBLN field, either from VBRK table or from VBRP table. So already we know how to work with select option. So I'll declare the field v underscore weblen type what? I'll go for VBRK-weblen. Then I'll say select options, right? Select options SO underscore weblen for V underscore weblen. I'll try to provide the default values. This character of 10. So I have analyzed the data in that table. So I'll go for this range. You also open your system and check the range available. So I'll go for this range. Done. Then in the start of selection, so when I execute, yeah, I'll say some text. I'll give billing document number range. So when I execute, yeah, this is the range. So when I execute, I should get what? Two fields. From which table? According to the output requirement, I should get two fields from what? VBRK table. I should get two fields from VBRK table and the sum of the net values of all the line items of each billing document. So from VBRK, I want two fields. One is VBLN, another is what VKORG. So I'm going to pull multiple records, sir. I'm going to retrieve multiple records. So obviously I'll take what? Internal table. Okay, I can go for either static declaration of internal tables, or already we know the inline declarations, the new OpenSQL statement. I'll go for static types begin of ty underscore VBRK. I'll take the fields. What are the Veblen type? VBRK hyphen Veblen, and I want to get the sales organization. VKORG type VBRK hyphen what? VKORG. I'll close the structure. End of what? T underscore VBRK. Based on this, I'll declare the internal table. T underscore VBRK type table of ty underscore VBRK. I'll declare a work area W underscore VBRK type ty underscore VBRK. So an internal table and work area is declared. So first let us get the data from what? Header table. I'll try to get the data from the header table. So here only I can directly write, or else I'll put the perform statement or whatever it is. Yeah, how do we go about this? Okay, I'll directly write the select query. Select VBLN. What else? VKORG from which table? VBRK table into table. What is the internal table? T underscore VBRK. Where VBLN in. How do you compare the select options? In operator in. What is the select option? SO underscore what? Veblen. Okay. If size of RC equal to 0, if the data is available, I can loop it and display. So I'll say loop at what is this? T underscore VBRK into W underscore VBRK, and here I'll say right W underscore VBRK hyphen VBLN, then W underscore VBRK hyphen what? VKORG. I'll say end loop, and I'll say here what? End if, end loop and end if. Done. So let me save it, check for the syntax, execute. Right. So when I execute this, yeah, nothing much to discuss here. I've entered the range. Based on that range, I'm just getting the data from which table? Header table, VBRK table. But what is the output requirement? The output requirement is what? For each billing document, we understood that we may have one or more line items. Okay, we may have one or more line items. I should do the sum of the net value of the line items of that particular billing document. I should display the sum value here, right? So this is the another field I want, which I have to perform the sum of what? Net value of what? Each line items of what? Each billing document number. So what I'll do is yeah, how do you proceed? Any inputs from anyone? How do you proceed? Yes, anyone? I want the sum value of what? Net value of what? The items of each billing document. Okay, so first what I'll do is, okay, so just observe here. I'll set types begin of ty underscore VBRP. Okay, I'll take only any TWR. Okay, or else here also I'll take VBLN type VBRP hyphen VBRP also I'm having billing document number. NETWR type VBRP hyphen NETWR. Then I'll say end of what? TY underscore VBAP. Then I'll say data T underscore VBAP type table of what? TY underscore what? VBAP. I'll declare a work area also. Type a TY underscore VBAP. So from the item table,
It's
I declare what? Two
VBRP, sir.
fields. Yeah, sorry. So let me declare it as what? TY underscore VBRP. Yeah, here also VBRP type table of TY underscore VBRP, here also VBRP. Done. So I declared internal table and work area. Right, internal table and work area is declared. Now what I'll do, so already we got all the billing documents in which internal table? The header internal table T underscore VBRK. So based on the billing documents of this internal table, I should get the what items. I should get the items of what? Each billing document. I should get the items of each billing document. So what I'll do is, okay, here for your understanding, I'll also take item number POSNR type VBRP-POSNR. Done. So here I'll say if size of R is equal to 0. So based on the billing documents available in this internal table, I should get the item data of what? Each billing document. So what I'll do here, I'll say select VBLN. What are the fields from the item table? POSNR, NETWR. Understood? Three fields from which table? From VBRP, VBRP into table. What is the other internal table? T underscore VBRP. If I leave it like this, I'll get all the what records. If I go to VBRP table, we have around how many records? 49,000 records. We'll get all the 49,000 records, but I want items of only those billing documents which are available in this internal table. So I'll say, I'll use a statement what? For all entries, for all records in what? T underscore VBRK. What is the common field between this source internal table and the targeted database table? What is the target database table? VBRP. What is the common field? WebLAN only, na? So you have to compare that common field in the where class, where VBLN is equal to T underscore VBRK hyphen VBLN. That's all. For all entries in so on. So save it. Check for the syntax error. No errors. Done. So select so and so from so and so. Okay, let me just comment it. As of now, I'm not interested to display. Let's analyze this first. Consider it got stuck. Yeah, check for the syntax error, activate. So try to focus on this. I'll put the breakpoint here. Execute. So this is my select option. We already know a select option is nothing but an internal table in the runtime. Based on the select option declaration, an internal table gets created with how many fields? 4 fields. Sign, option, low, and what? I. So when I execute, it's taking some time. Okay. So if you see it, I declare the select option. I declare the select option SO underscore WebLAN. What is the range I gave? So it has got 4 fields: sign, option, low, and I. Sign default value is what? Inclusive. Option default is between. Low is what? 5200. I is what? 5210. And I declare 2 internal tables. One is header internal table T underscore VBRK, which is as of now 0 records. 2 fields are there. And what is the other internal table? T underscore VBRP. It has got 3 fields, 0 records. As of now, both the index empty. So first, what we are doing, we are getting the data from VBRK table into the source internal table, which is T underscore VBRK. So when I say FI, yes, how many records I got? 11 records I got. Am I clear? I got 11 records. Understood? So if you see T underscore VBRK, between 5200 to 5210, we have 11 billing documents, and for every billing document the sales organization number is what? Same. Fine. So I got the data into this header internal table. So based on this each billing document, I should get the items from the VBRP table. right? So in this T underscore VBRK, I'm having 11 records. So I have to, when I'm getting the item data from VBRP table, I have to get the item data only for this retrieved billing documents. No? So what I'm doing here, if the select is successful, yes, size of bar is obviously what? 0. If size of bar is equal to 0, if condition is satisfied, I'm getting the data from VBRP into table what? T underscore VBRK. As of now, 0 records, 3 fields. What are the 3 fields here? Weblen, item number, and net value. So to get the items of the billing document which are available in the header internal table. No? So what I'm doing here? Into table also for all entries in what? For all records in T underscore VBRK. How many entries are there? 11 records. So for each of these entries, I have to get the item data. So whenever I use for all entries, we have to compare the logically related field between the source internal table. What is the source internal table here? T underscore VBRK. What is the target database table? VBRP. We are getting the data from VBRP. So I should get the items of only those billing documents which are available in this T underscore VBRK. T underscore VBRK might contain 0 or 1 or multiple records. I don't know. So irrespective of the number of records, I should get the corresponding data from VBRP table into this internal table. So I have to compare the common field between the source internal table. My source internal table has got 2 fields. What are they? Veblen and VK origin. So we have Veblen here, and the target database table also contains a Veblen. So that common field, that logically related field, we have to compare by using what? Where class. So I'm saying Fi. Yeah, I got, okay, it is going to some code internally. I'm not interested. I'll come out of this. Okay, so I might have got the data. Okay, I missed it somewhere. So when I execute, yeah, see here. Right. So if you see this T underscore VBRK, as of now it is empty. T underscore VBRP is also empty. Both are what? 0 records. So when I say F5, I got 11 records. Now comparing with this 11 records, I have to get the item data into what? T underscore VBRP. So when I say, oh, it's stopping there. Okay. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll write further statements. If then only it will stop there. If size of RC equal to 0, I need to write further logic and if, right? Save it. Check for the syntax here, activate. Yeah, let me debug once again. I'm debugging once again. Execute this. This is the range of input values 5200 to 5210. So when I execute, yeah, it has taken the control to the debugging mode. I'll switch to what this particular desktop 3. I'll switch to desktop 3. Right. So if you see T underscore VBRK, as of now 0 records, T underscore VBRP also 0 records. So when I say F5, I got 11 records in T underscore VBRK. Done. If size of R is equal to 0, I'm getting the corresponding item data from VBRP table into this internal table, comparing with all the records of what? T underscore VBRK. When you're comparing, you have to compare the logically related field between the source internal table and the target database table. Compulsory, we should have one related field. Then only we can compare by using where class. So what are the common field between these two? Weblet. So when I say F5, yeah, how many items I got here? 40 items I got. You can observe here I got 40 items. So T underscore VBRP has got 40 line items, 5200, so on, so on, so. Okay. So I got the data, but what is the output requirement? I should do the sum of what? This particular net values of each sales document, item wise I have to do, I have to display the sum total for every billing document. Okay, so we got the required data. I'll save it. So now tell me further, how do we achieve this? This is my output requirement. I want the billing document number. Understood? I want the billing document number. Then I want the sales organization. Then what else I want? I want the sum total of what? The net values. I want the sum total of the net values of what? Each billing document. Yeah. So how do you proceed? Anyone? At the end, I want three columns: billing document number, what else? The sales organization, and the sum total of what? Net values of each this thing. How do we achieve? Anyone? So see here, if size of R is equal to 0, okay, if size of R is equal to 0, okay, so observe this carefully, save it, check for the syntax, activate. So here, if size of bar is equal to 0, I'm just looping the header internal table. I'm displaying the WebLAN and VKOR. Okay, so when I execute this, right, so this is the input range I'm giving 5200 to 5210. When I execute, I got this data, but I want the sum total of the net value of each billing document. Yes, how do you approach? What I can do? We have to use at the end of. I want the output like this. Okay, so see here. First of all, I have to hold the sum. Na? I have to hold the sum. So I'll declare one variable data v underscore netwr type what vbrp hyphen netwr. I declare a variable netwr type vbrp hyphen netwr. So what I'll do is inside after displaying this billing document number and the sales information within that loop, I will say okay before this what I'll do, if size of bar is equal to 0, better I sort this header internal table t underscore vbrk by what? WebLAN. Okay, similarly, if size of bar is equal to 0, I'll sort the item internal table also by WebLAN. So all the billing documents will come together. So I'm sorting both the internal table based on billing document numbers. So here within this loop and loop, I will use another inner loop at t underscore vbrp into what is the work area declared w underscore vbrp. What is the common field between these two internal tables WebLAN? So I have to loop the item data only for the billing document which is available in the header internal tables. So it's a where WebLAN is equal to w underscore vbrk hyphen what? VBLN. Okay, end loop. So here what I'll do is, yeah, I have to do the sum now. I have to do the sum. So somewhere here, I'll clear that variable v underscore netwr. I'll say v underscore netwr equal to v underscore netwr plus w underscore vbrp hyphen netwr. I'm doing the sum of that particular netwr. Sum of that particular netwr. Done. And after this, what I'll do? Yeah, somewhere here, I'll try to display, right? In the same value, I'll display v underscore netwr. Just give some color. I'll say something color 3. Let's see whether it works or not. Save it. Check for the syntax error. Done. Execute. Good. Yeah, observe here. For 5,200, what is that net value I calculate? 14,560. Working point. And 5201, we have only one line item. What is that? 5,500. 202 as what? 5446. 5446. Working fine now. So is it clear? We got the result. We got the result accordingly. We got the result accordingly. I'll use the pretty printer so that properly aligned. So any performance issue is there here? Anyone? I got the result, but do you have any performance issue?
Due to the inner loop, sir. Loop inside.
So what is the performance issue here? Correct, we wrote loop within the loop, but what is the performance issue? Okay, let me explain it. See, the performance issue is, observe here. So I took what? Two internal tables. One is T underscore VBRK, right? What are the billing documents here? So this is my internal table T underscore VBRK. It has got the billing documents. It has got the billing document number, and what else we have? Sales organization. What is the billing document number? 00900005200. What is the sales organization number? 1000. Okay. So for every billing document number, the sales organization number is what? Same. So I'll put it like this. Just try to focus. 201, 202, 203, 204, 205, 206, 207, 208, right? 209, and what else? 210. Okay. So they are the billing documents which I got in T underscore VBR. In output also, we got the same result. So when I execute, yeah, okay, 5,200, 201, 202, everything is there. No? Yeah, all the 11 billing documents are in the header internal table. Now what we did here, when I'm writing the second select query, for each billing document of this T underscore VBRK, we are getting the corresponding item data. Am I clear? For each billing document, we are getting the corresponding item data. So just now we have analyzed in the item table, 900052000 has got how many line items? 4 line items. So let me document here for our purpose. Try to understand. So this is your what other internal table. What is the other internal table? T underscore VBRP. What is this here? We are having billing document number, and I took item number. I took item number, and what else? Net value I took. Net value I took. So if I take this 00900, okay, 90090005200, it has got how many line items? 10 line items, not 10. What are the net values? Quickly, let me check it. Yeah, 2352. 2352. 2352. So it has this particular billing document has got what? 4 line items, no? 4 line items. Let me document here. So 10, 20, 30, 40. Right? What is the price here for each for each line item? What are the prices? 4956. 4956. Okay. And what is the next one? It may take some time, but try to understand. If you refer after 1 year, you should be able to understand. 2632. Okay. 2632. Then what else? What is the next line item net value? 4620. 4620. Done. Then we got another billing document number 9000. What is it? 5201. 5201, I believe it has got only one line item. 5201, we have seen it has got only one line item. 5201, execute this. Yes, it has got only one line item. 10. What is the value? 5500. 5500. Done. Then 52000900. 5202 has got, I think, what? 10 line items, sorry, 3 line items. If we go to 5202 in the item table, 5202 has got 3 line items, 10, 20, 30. What is the value? 1680, 1918. 1680. What is this value? 1918. And this is 30. What is this value? How much? 1848. 1848. 1848. Then again we have what? Another sales document number. What is this? 5203. Okay, I think this has got 4 line items. Sir. It has got 4 line items. So if you see the next billing document number 5203, when I execute, yes, it has got 4 line items, 10, 20, 30, 40. Some value is there. What is that value here? 4860. 4860. 4860. Like this, it has got 4 line items. 10, what is this? 20, this is 30, and this is 40. Okay, what are the values here? Yeah, 3398. 33 what? 98. 3398. What is the next value here? 4284. 4284. 4284. And then I'm having the next value. What is this value here? 2534. 2534. Like that, the chain continues. Am I clear? So each billing document might contain multiple line items. This is the data available. Am I clear? This is the data available. So we got the data into what? Both the internal tables. So for all entries, we'll get the data. We are sorting it by WebLens. So both we are sorting by WebLens. So now, first we are looping the header internal table. When you loop here, each record will come to work area. It will come here. It will and this is having how many entries? Some 40 entries. No? We have seen that in the debugging. We have what? 40 entries. Right. So what we are doing here, we are looping the header internal table. Try to understand. We are displaying that the billing document number and sales condition. Then inside that loop only, I'm trying to loop the item internal table where WebLen is equal to what? W underscore VBRK hyphen WebLen. So what is the WebLen I'll get now in this work area first? What is the WebLen? 5200 now. So what it will do? What it will do? It will take this 5200. It will scan the whole internal table. Am I clear? It will scan the whole item internal table. How many records it will scan? 40 records it will scan. Am I clear? So 5200. This is satisfying. So first 4 records are satisfying. But internally, what happens? It will scan this also. Na? If the where condition is satisfied, that record is transferred to the work area. But internally, it is going to scan what? Entire table. So for each record of T underscore VBRK, all the records are scanned in the item table. Na? Am I clear? Okay, so in that scanning, where condition is satisfied, those records are populated. So this logic is self-explanatory, right? I'm Okay, so what is the first Veblen? 5200. 5200 has got how many conditions, how many line items? 4 line items. Na? 4 times this is satisfied. I'm looping it. So observe this carefully. When I debug this, when I execute, yeah, try to understand here. So if you see T underscore VBRK, it has got 11 entries. And if you see T underscore VBRP, it has got how many entries? 40 entries. So first I'm looping this. So if you see this, I'm looping this. So what is the Veblen? I'll get into the work area now. When I'm looping, yeah, I'll get this Veblen 5200 and I'll get the sales organization. How much? 1000. No? So I'm displaying it. Yeah, it got displayed. So see the output, miscellaneous display list. Yes, it got displayed. Now what you are doing inside that loop only, we are looping the item internal table. So how many times this loop will be iterated? It will scan all 40 records. Out of 40 records, only 4 records satisfy this where condition because based on this 5200, how many line items are there which satisfy that? 4 line items, 10, 20, 30, 40. First 4 records satisfy that particular what? Where condition now? Understood? Based on this 5200, we have 4 line items. So only 4 records are populated. But it will scan what? The whole internal table. Internally, it will scan the whole internal table. So observe here. See the value of NETWR. What is the initial is 0. So I'm looping it. So first record is satisfied. It will enter inside that. Right? I'm saying NETWR equal to 0 plus the 2352. Done. Again, we are looping it. So 2352 plus again so on. So I got 7308. How many times this inner loop is executed? 4 times. But internally it will scan. Na? Very clear. So all the 4 records are satisfied. Site traffic value is what? 4. 4 records satisfied. Again it will go there. Okay. So now any further records satisfy the where condition? No, but it scan what? All internal table. It will check each and every record. It will check this 5201 not satisfied. Again 5 not satisfied. So internally it scan what? All the records of what? Item internal tables. I'll say F5 done. It is not is coming out of the loop. I am printing that NEWR 14560. So I got that 14560 display list. I got 14560 done. Next again F5. Again, we are looping the second Veblen. What is the second Veblen? 5201. I'm displaying it again. I'm displaying the billing document number and the sales organization. So if you display list, what is that I got? 5201 and what? The billing sales organization number is 1000. Done. So based on this 5201, how many line items are there? Only one line item. Na? So only one record satisfies that where condition. So only one record gets populated, but internally what happens? It will scan the whole internal table. Na? If it scans only, it will understand whether the billing document is satisfied in the where class or not. Otherwise, it is not going to what identify. Na? So internet scans what? All 40 records. Am I clear? So let's say F5 here. Yeah, I'm clearing the net value because this is a new CA billing document number. I'm looping it. Yeah. So what happens internally is again for this 5201, it will take the second record 5201. It will check, it will scan first 4 records also. Since the where condition is not satisfied, it will not populate the data. Then it will scan what 5201. After that, it will scan the rest of the record. So for the second record of this T underscore VBRK, again 40 records it is going to scan. Understood? So that is the performance issue here. Am I clear? There is a we are getting the results, but there is a lots of performance issue. In this case, I am having only 11 billion documents. But if you take the real business, in the real business, you'll have lakhs of records, millions of records, crores of records. At that time, obviously, the performance is degraded. Na? So what is happening is it is scanning the whole item internal table. Internal scan. Based on that scan only, it will decide whether to enter the inner loop or not. So this is the main performance issue. We are getting the result, but there is a performance issue. Hope this is clear to everyone what I explained. Each record of T underscore VBRK will be scanned with what? All the records of what? T underscore VBR. In that scanning, it will check that where class. If it is satisfied, it will populate that record from what? Body to work area. Okay. So performance issue here. So what is your exercises? Check how to improve the performance. Means what I mean to say is, what you have to check is 5200, it is scanning the whole 40 records. 5201, it is scanning the whole this thing. So what should happen is 5200, it is starting where in first position. So it has to start searching from here. How many records satisfy? 4 records. After 4 records, unnecessarily it should not scan. It should not scan the rest of the records. It should come out of this. Okay. Similarly, 5201 is there. 5201 is starting from which position? 5th position. So directly it has to start scanning from what? Again, it's not scanned from the first record. It has to directly start from 5th record. Okay. And the rest of the records value is not set. It should not scan the rest of the records. So like that, we have to improve the performance. So you try that as an exercise. Tomorrow, what I'll do is I'll implement the same thing using what? Parallel cursor concept. Agenda is what? We should not scan the whole item internal table. I should scan from a particular point and I should end that scanning once the building document is completed. Okay, so that can be achieved by using what? Parallel cursor mechanism. Yeah, any questions in this part, please ask. Your assignment is what? Check how to avoid. I'm not saying we should avoid inner loop. Even though if I use inner loop, I should avoid the scanning of the whole item internal table. Okay, so try to do that part. So tomorrow what I'll do is I'll write the code in a different way using what? Parallel cursor mechanism, and we will evaluate the performance. Means we'll check how much time this report is taking, how much time the other report is taking, which is making use of what? Parallel cursor. So this is very important interview point of view also. Okay, what is the concept of parallel cursor? So parallel cursor mechanism we generally use to implement the performance of, to improve the performance of the reports. Okay, so all of you try this in assignment. I'm done for today's session. Any queries?
Sir, one minute.
Yes, Sai.
Sir, at 33 line, we have written that condition now, sir. Anyway, all the records which satisfy that condition will be retrieved. What is the use of that for all entries in T underscore VBR?
No,
I didn't understand.
what is that? I have to get the item data only for those billing documents which are available in what? Listen, if I don't use for all entries, okay, you'll get all the 49,000 records. No? You are getting the data from VBRP table. VBRP table has got how many records? It has got around what? 49,000 records. So I should get the items of only those billing documents which are available in this header internal table. So I'm doing like this. Yeah, where is the confusion here? When I'm getting the data from the item table, I have to get only those items for those billing documents which are already available in the header internal table. So I'm saying for all records, entries means for all records in T underscore VBRK. But T underscore VBRK also has got two fields, na? VBLN and sales organization. With what field you have to compare? With what is the common field between this target database table and the source internal table? That common field you have to compare in the where class. Otherwise, it will give error. I'm getting an error, invalid here. So I must use a where class whenever we use a. Yeah, Sai, is it clear or what is the confusion here?
Explorer, sir, please.
Okay, so first initially what I am doing, based on the input range entered by the user, I am writing the data from the header table into this internal table. So this internal table contains the billing documents. Only for those billing documents I should get the item data. That's the reason I'm getting the item data from the item table for only those billing documents which are available in the header internal table. And whenever I use for all entries, you must compare the logically related field between the source internal table and the target database table using where class. So tomorrow when I do that, I'll not change this logic. This will remain same. This will remain same. I'll focus on this area only where we should avoid the scanning of the entire item internal table for every billing document. Agenda is what? We should avoid the scanning of what? All internal table for each billing document of T underscore VBRK. That should be the agenda. So that can be implemented by using what? Parallel cursor mechanism. Yeah, any questions, please? So interview point of view, this is a definite question. How do you improve the performance of your reportments? One of the measurement, one of the performance improvement techniques is by using parallel cursor mechanism. Already we have seen many performance issues. What related things like what is that when you're using the read statement, try to use transporting keyword so that only specific fields will be transported which we require. Similarly, for modify also use what transporting. When you want to just check the existence of the record, don't use into, just say transporting no field. So we have covered that in the internal tables. So this is also another performance improvement technique that we'll discuss tomorrow, and we'll see how to evaluate the performance of the reports. Okay, so what happens in the real time is for every report you have to analyze the measurement. Okay, suppose today it is taking some 60 microseconds. After 1 year, the same report is taking some 1000 microseconds because of the increase in the business data. It is taking more time. So we need to check whether we can increase the performance. From 1000, I should be able to reduce the time. So that kind of performance improvement techniques we have to address. Done. So I'll stop now. We'll continue tomorrow with this parallel cursor concept. Chala.